Before we start this video, be sure to check out the free drum set maintenance course that I filmed while I was over at Drumeo. All you need to do is enter your email and the course will be sent straight to your inbox, so if you're interested, just follow the link down below. In a recent video, I used these rattles or shakers on my ride and snare. There are a million different versions of these, but the one on my ride you're actually supposed to wear on your wrist or ankle and is made with cacho seed pods. And the one on my snare is made by Toka and is just called a seed shaker. You can easily go out and buy these things for under 20 bucks, but I've always wanted to try and make one, but finding the dried out seed pods has always been the issue, so I found a couple other things that I thought might work, so let's give this a shot. First up, we're already taking a left turn, but I have these small Indian bells that I've been wanting to find a way to make them more practical to use, so this will be a good test run. I decided on using 12 groups of 3, so I cut out 6 pieces of string, and I'll list all the materials I use in the description if you want to make your own. So I just tied 3 bells on the end of each string. Then I found the length that I wanted and used a clamp to hold it all together, and then tied 3 bells on the other end. Now the fun part. Later on you'll see I found a better way to do all this, but I just clamped the ends on my table and started wrapping up the strings. And once I was done with that, I wrapped the wrapped ends together to make a loop, and I'm left with this. It's not the neatest, the proportions look a little bit off, and I cheated and used some CA glue so it's darker in some spots, and I think I used too many bells. But at least it's a start, and we have something now. For the next one, I found these beads, which are some sort of nutshell that have been lacquered, and these, which also are some sort of nutshell. So I busted those nuts in half and then drilled a hole in them. This one I think looks better and looks right, if that makes sense, at least compared to the other one, but it's not quite the sound we're going for. This next one, I really don't know what to expect, but I got a bunch of these old castanets for dirt cheap, and I figured why not tie them together and see how they sound. I also figured out that it's a bit easier to wrap the string first and then add whatever you're adding, so just keep that in mind if you're following along. And for the last one, I drew inspiration from Upcycled Percussion and used some plastic bottle caps. Out of all these, I see myself using the bells, the nutshells, and bottle caps. The bells sound good on the snare because they have a bit of weight, but that weight makes them not the best for the cymbals. And it's the complete opposite with the nutshells because they're too light for the snare, but light enough for the cymbals. And then I really like the bottle caps on the snare because they're a bit lighter than the bells, but on the cymbals they sound totally funky. And by themselves, the caps are a bit muted. I should have left the strings a little bit longer, but these are probably the closest to the actual seed shaker. They're not exactly the same, but they're in the same family of sound. Then the castanets are just way too big for anything. If you're really trying to muffle your snare or cymbal, then you can use it for that. But for everyday use, it's kind of too much. But you can get some useful sounds by itself, especially for overdubbing percussion. So it's not a complete fail. They are kind of annoying to make, I'm not gonna lie. You can tell with the first one I did that it looks like absolute garbage. But as I started to make more, they started to look a little bit better. So honestly, I would just recommend going out and buying one. But if you do have a bunch of random junk laying around, like those bells that I had, then definitely go for it because you can definitely get some sounds that you can't find in the stores. So let me know which one was your favorite in the comments, and if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe. But that's all for this one, so thanks for watching.